Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Letitia and you are very much welcome. Today's video is going to be more of a, I don't know how to explain it, child. So I am going to be semi-reviewing, not a full review, but semi-reviewing the Tarte Shape Tape Foundation. When Tarte Shape Tape first came out, everybody was like, oh my gosh, they were in love with this concealer. The concealer was like voted the best concealer of 2017. It was such a huge deal for a lot of people because they felt as though this concealer was high coverage, it did not crease, it had everything that you wanted in a concealer from A to Z. I actually have the Tarte Shape Tape concealer and unfortunately I don't feel that way. This concealer was nothing special for me. I felt like for me being a woman of color, it was like a highlight shade, but you know, it wasn't like bright enough for me. I felt as though at times it didn't blend out well and at times it wasn't as golden as I usually prefer it to be. So I can probably count on one hand how many times I have used the Tarte Shape Tape. But because of the hype from Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, when I saw the promos and the pictures and the teasing on Trendmood for the Tarte Shape Tape Foundation, I had to kind of go ahead and just place in my order. Maybe together they would work really well and I would love the whole, you know, shebang. So the foundation launched on January 15th and I placed in my order on that day and I got a confirmation on the 15th and I got an email of it being shipped on the 16th. Approximately, it took about a week to get to me. The foundation came out on Tarte.com, TarteCosmetics.com on January 15th. It was online at Ulta, I believe, January 23rd. If I'm wrong, please link it down below. But it does not come out in stores till February 4th. And once again, it is an Ulta only exclusives type of situation. Now let's go ahead and talk about what I really want to talk about. The whole shade range, shade picking situation, right? So I've never ordered anything from Tarte. It was the collaboration that they had with Makeup Shayla and of course the Tarte Shape Tape. So when it came to picking my shade, I had to rely solely based off of the shade range that they had online. Now, when you first go to Tarte Shape Tape and you are trying to pick out your shade, they take you through some type of survey and they ask you questions based off of your undertone. They ask you what category you in first, and then they ask you something questions based off your undertone, what jewelry looks best on you, things like that to kind of try to find your shade. Now, I was mostly pressing like the darker shades for pretty much everything. You know, gold looks better on me type of thing, and then it was like, what category are you in? Deep, dark, dark, deep, and then it took me to Deep Honey, which is the shade that I have today. This is how the product was packaged. I've already opened it. This is what it looks like. It comes in your standard Tarte box with kisses on it. It comes packaged in this kind of gray toned muted purple with the color on the top. I got the hydrating formula because I do have drier skin. Based off of the claims on the website, I thought that this was going to be perfect. Finally, a full coverage foundation that caters to dry skin. The theory that most makeup brands have is that if you have dry skin, that means you do not have acneic skin, so therefore you have little to no hyperpigmentation, so you don't need full coverage. That may be true, but I do what I want and I want my full coverage. So I was hoping that based off of the claims that I would get my perfect foundation that I've been looking for. Something for dry skin girls out there, something for brown girls out there, and something that will give me the full coverage that I want, okay? That I deserve. I honestly wasn't going to buy this foundation, but I wanted to go ahead and get a review out to you guys. And I wanted to make sure that I spoke up about the lack of inclusiveness when it comes to makeup brands. Yes, I didn't have to go out and purchase this, but the point is we have to speak out as much as possible. I don't think that the problem with a lot of people, you know, canceling Tarte is the shade range, because there are plenty other brands who do not have good shade ranges. Maybe, you know, they might be a little too orange or, you know, whatever they may be, but we as women of color, we've kind of sadly been able to make them work. The problem is how they handled it. Tarte Cosmetics, when people were complaining and on uproar about how the shade range was poorly put together, they decided to disable comments. They decided to block people. and they decided to kind of drown out the noise with giveaways and I'm going to take you on a Hawaii trip and all those things. But no, that was not the icing on the cake. The icing on the cake was the fact that they decided to give an apology on a Instagram story that's only going to last for 24 hours. It's just sad, and it's honestly unfortunate that a brand in 2018 still does not see the need to be inclusive with brands like, I know I've watched every single Tarte video, but they use Fenty Beauty as an example because it is an awesome example. They had brought out 40 shades, not on their second launch, not on their third launch, but on the first launch. Tarte has never been a brand that has focused on women of color on their trips, on their Instagram. I don't think I've ever seen really a woman of color, a woman of deeper color. When they did decide to acknowledge the shade range, they decided to talk to Pop Sugar about it, and they decided to BS around just apologizing for the fact that they just did not consider black women at all. Not only did you say you're going to add 10 more shades, let's be real, you're talking about 2 different formulas of foundation, so you're really adding 5 shades to each category. But you decided to state that women's complexion is lighter in the winter months and darker in the summer months. People, those people. Oh, look at my skin. There is a lot of melanin. My color does not turn into an Oyibo woman in the winter. In fact, this is the lightest I get. So for you to assume that I, a woman of color, is going to turn into a Caucasian woman in the winter, like, no, this isn't real. The 5 shades that they're bringing out for each category, we're not even guaranteed that it's going to be for, I'm laughing because it's so funny to me. Like, they're really out here playing games. I don't know what Tarte is up to. I don't know why they think that they want to go ahead and play games like this in 2018. I don't know what is going on, but I'm done rambling about this. I'm going to give you guys the review of the foundation, and we're going to move on because, you know, Tarte is just, you know, you're not going to mess with my ear. You're not. So the Tarte Shape Tape Foundation comes in this glass bottle with a blue ribbon on it and a teardrop. Same applicator as the Tarte Shape Tape, same design as the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. It has the applicator like this. Same as the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer applicator. So you can see. So the claims of the Shape Tape Foundation and the hydrating formula is that it provides the same rich, creamy, full coverage as the Shape Tape Concealer. The collagen and hyaluronic acid packed formula continuously hydrates while helping to plump skin and refine pores without creasing, caking, or fading for 12 hours. Apply 3 types of foundation on each cheek using what is left on the wand. Blend up with the shaper sponge. Now, I do have the shaper sponge. I did buy that, but I'm not going to be using this because I'm returning it. And there's no point of using it in the recommended use when I can't recommend the foundation to anybody pretty much. So I went ahead and wet my beauty blender with the Fix Plus Charcoal Charged Water Spray. So this said 3 swipes. It has a really like weird painty smell. I'm sorry, 3 swipes is not going to be enough. I lied. So you can already see how much lighter this foundation is on my skin. Just to remind you guys, this is Deep Honey. This is the second to the darkest shade. Honestly, my skin looks great. My skin looks very like supple and plump and hydrated. But this is what your foundation looks like. And although it doesn't look crazy to me, it is a little orange on my complexion. Oh yeah, you can see it based off of my chest. You can see that it's a little light and orange, to be honest. The price. Hello. The price of this foundation is $39, and the ounces, I believe, are 30 milliliters and 1.01 fluid ounces. So $39 for 30 ml. I'm sorry, I'm not the richest girl on the planet, so I'm a little bit, you know, about my coin, and based off of my calculations, that is $1.30 per ml. Like $1.30 per $1.30. Sorry, it started to resonate with me. Honestly, if Tarte was a human being, I would just, you're just slowly going mad. You're just going mad. As in, not only did you decide to not have enough shades, the foundation in itself is not even all that. You now decided to put $39, $1.30 per ml for this foundation. Who you be? This foundation is more of like, and I'm looking at it, it's more of like an everyday, I want to be like made up but not really made up type of thing. I do have a little bit of hyperpigmentation, and I do see that it's peeking through, especially right here, and I have a little bit down here. I'm just a full coverage girl. Instagram made me that way. So I'm looking for something that's going to give me a little bit more oomph, and for you to already be disrespectful and then your foundation is not even popping. Like, are you okay? So would I recommend this foundation? It is a no. You guys don't have enough foundation shades. I don't have enough foundation shades. The foundation ain't even really all that. And the disrespect is just uncanny. To 5, what do I rate this foundation? I rated a 3 just because it could have a little bit more coverage. It does not set. This foundation launch had potential to be the biggest launch of 2018, and I mean it. Like, Tarte had the opportunity that was literally given to them in their hands to make this foundation the biggest launch of 2018. You guys want to keep on buying Tarte? I mean, don't even feel bad. Just do what you want to do. It's your life. Live it how you live. But I'm personally not giving Tarte any more of my coin until I see that inclusiveness being included into their brand as a whole, not just their foundations, but on their trips, on their Instagram, on their Snapchats, all of it. Then I really don't feel a need to spend my coin on Tarte. We're gonna go ahead and move on. We're gonna be positive for the rest of 2018. We're not gonna let these brands, let the devil use them to confuse our minds in 2018, and we're just gonna have a good time. We're just gonna be, you know, shapoppin'. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you're new, make sure you hit the subscribe button and thumbs up this video, and I will see you guys in my next video.